Welcome back to another episode of the Lendr podcast. I'm Bryce Matheson, and as always, this episode is brought to you by Lendr. Lendr is a loan management software tool designed to help you with every aspect of your business, from origination to servicing to payoff. Lendr helps you with document generation, helps you with collecting monthly payments, dispersing monthly payments to your investors, taking in new loan applications, giving your borrowers a portal that they can log into, giving your investors a portal that they can log into. Pretty much every aspect of everything that you do inside of your lending business can be done and facilitated through Lendr. You can check that out by going to joinlendr.com. That's Lendr, joinlendr.com. Now, on to the episode. You're probably very tired of me talking about all of the features inside of Lendr, but fair warning, you are listening to the Lendr podcast. So if you don't like that, well, tough. But this is probably one of my favorite features inside of Lendr. And I tell people this on the demos, but if you've been using Lendr for a while, you may not, be aware of this, or maybe you are, I don't know. But still, I think it's something that's worth mentioning. So I know this is dumb, but I tell people that this is my favorite feature and they're like, huh? But it makes such a huge difference. So one of the worst parts about being a private lender is dealing with insurance. I hate it. It is such a nightmare. And I shouldn't say it's a nightmare, but it's just a lot of moving pieces and things kind of ebb and flow, and policies lapse, or then they get canceled. Then you kind of have to chase after the borrower and do all these things. And it's just, it's not fun. So inside of Lendr, if you haven't already been aware, we do track insurance. And what's great is a borrower will upload their proof of insurance. And then what happens is behind the scenes, we have an AI integration that goes out and scans all of the text in that document, and then it pulls out the expiration date of that policy. And it just stores it in the system so that you don't even have to think about it anymore. So say, for example, you have a borrower, they upload their proof of insurance when the loan was originated 3 months ago. And then now their policy is about to expire, and let's say it's going to expire on September 1st. On August 1st, what's going to happen is it's going to see, okay, it's 30 days until this expires, so it's going to send both you, the lender, and the borrower a message or an email saying, hey, FYI, this is going to expire. It's time to get this updated. It'll send them another warning 14 days after that if they still haven't uploaded a new policy. And then the day that it expires, you'll also both get an email saying, hey, this policy has expired. And then from there, you as the lender, you can go and put forced place insurance if you'd like, or handle that however you see fit. Now, obviously, as a user of Lendr, I knew this was there. I knew this was, something that was available, and we used it often. But, I had an experience yesterday actually, where it saved my ass because it was tracking something that I wasn't. And to me, that's so super valuable. So for example, we had a loan that we closed about 45 days ago, and I forgot to get updated insurance. So what happened was the borrower said, hey, we've got a policy on this. Here's kind of our preliminary thing, but before closing, I'm going to go ahead and we'll get you an updated policy. So I went ahead with the underwriting. Everything was looking good. And I had forgotten to go back and get updated insurance because I had marked it on my checklist item as complete for whatever reason. And I was stupid and you shouldn't do that. But anyway, this still caught me. So we funded the loan. Luckily, these guys are great borrowers. I don't think that anything would happen anyway, but it's still my job to do the due diligence as the lender to make sure that we have proper insurance and fire and everything in the event of a full loss. So I got an email from the system the other day that said, hey, FYI, this policy is expiring on July 20th. And I thought to myself, oh, that's weird. Typically, policies don't expire for a year, after you originate a loan, or 6 months or something. So it was weird that it's only been 45 days or so since we funded this loan, and I was already getting an alert. And so I went in and I looked at it and I was like, oh shit, I totally forgot about this. And so I reached out to the borrower and said, hey, FYI, we never updated this. I forgot to do this. Please send me an updated policy. They reached out to their insurance guy. The insurance guy sent me a binder. We had a little bit of back and forth because they messed up the lost payee and they didn't list our name properly and things like that. But then it was done. And it was just another validation in my mind. This is why you have systems and processes, because we are human and we make mistakes and we make errors and we forget things because our stupid little human brains can't remember to do all of these things. And so that's why we have tech to handle this for us. So again, I know it's probably really dumb, but I get so excited about these integrations and these features and these tools that just do it automatically for me so I don't have to think about it. And, you know, if we were to like extrapolate this out and there's this big, huge, massive, catastrophic thing and there's a flood or a fire or vandalism or something and people walk away from the property, I don't know. You know, I don't think that would happen because they're good borrowers, good collateral, good down payment, low LTV, you know, you've got it. But in the event that something happens, you just always want to make sure that you cover your ass because you've got your own capital, you've got investors' capital always on the line. And it's just something stupid. It's something as small as insurance. But I know that the one time I don't have insurance is going to be this particular property that has some major issue, and I'm kicking myself because I didn't have insurance in place. So yet again, I know that's weird because a lot of people are like, why do you get all like hot and bothered about insurance? It's because I don't have to think about it. And it just is like, it's just one of those things that is a huge peace of mind. I don't have to think about it because I've got a million things that I'm worried about: building software, growing our lending company, dealing with kids and family and wife and spending time with them and focusing on other things other than insurance, because who gives a shit about insurance, right? So anyway, for whatever that's worth, I think that is something that's super cool inside of Lendr and could potentially save you hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's just done for you. So take that for what it's worth. If that's valuable, great. If not, don't use it. But I find it really valuable. So that's it for this week's episode. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next week.